Foxhand in the chat is saying Bonyth said something along the lines of had so many breaks during my career, making it difficult to answer, but definitely post Draco era.
Hmm.
So that sounds like it could be a little bit before 2010.
Okay. We've got both players in the game, and I think we'll start in a moment.
Well, I'm ready when you guys are.
And we're off.
All right, so at the top position as our brown Protoss, we have Gosudark.
Whereas Bonyth is spawning on the bottom right position as the orange Protoss. So we'll see if Gosudark will play Darks. I remember playing him some time ago, maybe even a long time ago, and he was quite fond of Dark Templars, so maybe we'll see it now.
And Muzzy, you're a Protoss player too, correct?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay,
right.
so he likes his PvP openings. Did he like to play with drops or just DT expand or kind of just
DT
anything
expand.
involving DT? Okay.
DT expand. I remember DT expand because DT drops are okay when your opponent is fast expanding and has his tech late. So in other circumstances, it's rather not a useful opening or builder.
Yeah, I've seen it be used pretty effectively a lot. I feel like it's declined in popularity, but there was a while a few years back where there was a lot of the 12 next PvP. I think somebody wrote a guide, and DT dropping against that was pretty popular because if you just drop 4 DTs and there was 1 or even 2 cannons in the main, they just go down too fast.
Yeah, and also 2 gates into fast expansion was quite popular, so that was very vulnerable against the Dark Templar drops.
Yeah.
Okay. And what do we have in the game? Both players are playing standard, 1 gate as for now, but we can see that Gosudark is scouting towards Bonyth, whereas Bonyth decided to skip his scout.
He's going to take his time. Maybe he's going to scout after core or something like that.
Yeah, that's some additional minerals that can be used for additional zealot, faster second gateway, or anything. So that is quite useful, especially that this is a free player map, so he's got like 50-50 chance to scout his opponent in the first location.
Yep.
Okay.
And so Bonyth did go straight for a core. It looks like he went core before Zealot too, so.
Yeah. It looks that both players play in a similar manner, so no aggression early on. Just stacking up.
Yeah, I guess we'll have to see. I can't tell if either player made a Zealot or if okay, so Bonyth did make a Zealot. I was kind of thinking he did. So he's going to make a Zealot. I'm not sure that Gosudark made a Zealot. I think he might just be going straight to Dragoon.
Yeah, it looks like this.
And I wonder if Bonyth is going to scout at all. At some point, I'm sure he's got to at least go figure out where he is.
Possibly he will move with his Dragoon towards one location, then towards the other.
Yeah, you can do that. But I feel like a lot of times, too, in PvP, you can figure out if someone's proxicating you, but you usually don't get a whole lot of information with your scout because usually your opponent isn't going to place tech until they've killed your scout anyway.
Yeah, so does this matter? The additional probe of Bonyth is worth
he
quite
turns
a lot.
around.
Okay, so what do we see in the game? Some lag issues.
Yeah, a little bit of that. See, cores are spinning for both players. Yeah. I guess I should have watched their gas counts to see if it was range or if it's fake range, but second gateway here from Gosudark.
And a third. So 3 gateways.
All right, so some goon aggression here, and from Bonyth, a robo.
So this might end very fast if Body wouldn't be too careful. Because if he, in a minute or so, or even in several minutes, if he will decide to wait for the Reaver in his main,
Yep.
then he will be safe. But when he will stand with his army in front of the expansion, then
Yeah, he
he
can
will
just
be
get walked on
overrun.
top of.
Yeah.
And of course, right now he is sitting out there in his natural, not wanting to get contained. But if he goes up and scouts and gets an idea of the Dragoon count, I'm sure we'll see him pull back. Oh, actually, he's going to add a pretty quick 3 gateway, so he's probably going just 3 gate Goon Obs. So it's going to be similar builds for each player, but the kind of safer version for Bonyth.
Yeah, that's understandable because he didn't scout his opponent, so that's a. If I wouldn't get scouted by my opponent, it is highly possible to go. I would go for DTs, so that's explainable that Bonnie decided to play a little bit safe.
And another thing that's interesting about Bonyth opting for this build is Movie talked about this build quite a bit in one of his online videos. And one of the things he said is 3-gate Goon Obs is a fantastic build if you're just confident you're the stronger player, because it doesn't super advantage you against everything, but it doesn't put you in a horrible spot and it gives you intel. So he said it was one of his favorite builds when he felt he was the stronger player.
Yeah, but we have 6
yeah, this could be a little
4
dangerous. He's posturing right now. Let's see how quickly he backs up from this. Oh, he's going in there right now. Wow, and getting off some good shots, but Bonyth is the Micromaster, and now Bonyth has 6 goons, and he's gotten off a few shots. Oh, yeah. Is it 6 against 7? Yeah. So Bonyth should be okay here, and yeah, Gosudark is going to be forced to retreat back.
Now the question is, will he snipe something more? And basically, Bonyth is in a great spot.
Yes.
He defended against the initial aggression, and let's see how this will work.
Well, a moment here where Gosudark's going to have numbers, but Bonyth should have a few more Dragoons popping from his gateways here shortly. He's going to have to back up, though. Actually, he just lost a lot.
Whoa.
This could be bad for Bonyth. He's still opting to stay here, though, and fight, despite being outnumbered 5-3. I guess they must have a few of these goons pretty heavily damaged, and he does indeed have 2 of them on very low red health.
And now he will try to snipe them.
And he gets 1. Good control so far.
That's nice. That's nice.
Bonyth being forced to rely on the strongest aspect of his gameplay here, but Gosudark is starting to get a bit of a contain on Bonyth at the moment, and we don't see a robo support pay anywhere.
No, there is. We can see the robo support bay in his main.
Oh, never mind. I just looked over it. Yeah, my bad. Oh, and now Gosudark is going to opt to be very aggressive here and just going to charge right into the main, trying to walk on top of Bonyth goons. Okay. We have the Proc Bull and a Zealot here. And for the moment, Gosudark is forced back, but will he be able to snipe some probes down? Reaver should be on the way here for Bonyth.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're just waiting for that Reaver to pop. Bonyth does not want Gosudark to walk in until that Reaver is done. He wants to keep Gosudark clumped up here and in the choke so the Reaver can get good shots and not be insta-sniped. And
nice.
now Gosudark is going to go to the egg, and he's going to make the entrance there just a little bit wider. And Bonyth has a bunch of probes here pulled to immediately block that. Probably the second the Reaver spawns, he's going to pull those probes forward. And no, Gosudark is not going to run in and chase the Reaver.
Yeah, because Gosudark feels that he's in a good spot. He contained his opponent. He's got his expansion ready. He's got his tech ongoing, so also opting for Reavers. That's nice.
Oh, now this is bold. Bonyth is actually crawling his Reaver forward. That's so snipeable, though. Oh, he's trying to get his goons out with it in time, and he goes for it, but Gosudark goes in for the snipe. Will he get it? He's kind of not getting it. I think he's going to just barely get it, but he's going to take some serious damage on his Dragoons to get it. And can Bonyth reestablish himself now? It looks like it. So Gosudark perhaps committing just a little too much to that Reaver and forced back. So Gosudark now with the clear economic advantage, but what is the status of his Reavers? Because he is going to have to deal with Reavers from Bonyth, but he does have a Robo Support Bay. There's probably a Crawl Reaver on the way, so I would say economically this should be okay for Gosudark. However, looking at the supplies, not the best position. Maybe he's underprobed a little bit.
Yeah, because I noticed during the moment when he gated up, he stopped probe production. He's got only
He's
10
been cutting
probes
like this whole
mining.
time.
Yeah, 10 probes in the main. And
8 at the natural.
yeah, so that's that's less than Bonnie has. It's like, whoa, Bonnie has like 2 groups.
Yeah, he's got a lot.
Least.
Of course, no Nexus started. So if Gosudark starts probing at some point, and he's still not. If Gosudark starts probing, he will probably move ahead in economy because Bonyth is taking such a long time to put this Nexus down. But he's cutting pretty hard right now.
I think that Bonnie will try to attack with in the same moment that the shuttle will pop up.
I would think so. 2 Reavers gives you some pretty good attacking power, and let's face it, he's not expanding, so I don't think he's just going to sit there in his natural growing goons and Reavers without taking an expansion.
Moreover, right, so in this situation, when Bonnie will start the aggression, Gosudark will have to defend his main and his expansion, so he will have to divide the army, because if he will try to keep it in one place, the other will be vulnerable, and with shuttle, maybe shuttle speed, this will be very difficult to defend.
Oh yes, especially if there's shuttle speed too, and you're having to defend harass in 2 places with a serious threat at the front. That's tough, and will definitely force Gosudark to be allocating his dragoons. And if he allocates them wrong, he'll just take huge harass damage or die straight up at the front. And now Bonyth is headed out across the map there. We can see the shuttle, no sign of shuttle speed. We'll see if that finishes at some point here, if that's even being upgraded.
Did Gosudark just went through, through the bonus observer with his own observer and goose? He should have sniped it.
Yeah, he missed that. I was wondering about that. Maybe just too focused on retreating for the moment. All right, so there's a pylon here that's going to delay the army for a few seconds here, but that goes down. And all right, so we can see that Gosudark's looking to defend this here. He's looking to put some of his army on the high ground, perhaps looking for a bit of a surround or just using that high ground for high ground advantage.
But I think that someone said that this high ground isn't in fact a high ground. So
all right, well, here we go. We'll see what happens. So he's using it to get a little bit more surface area, and honestly, the numbers look pretty good here for Gosudark. Bonyth doing some shuttle micro here, trying to pick up the Reavers. The shuttle is down, though. 1 Reaver left for each player, but definitely a few more goons left over right now for Bonyth. Trying to snipe the Reaver, though. He cannot get the snipe on that Reaver, and it looks like Gosudark will hold here for the moment. The Zealot trying to go forward to get the Reaver, unable to do so. It is snipeable. It gets one more good shot off onto a huge clump of goons. And will that be enough for Gosudark to hold with no reinforcements? The answer is definitely yes. But notice, even after that, Bonyth still has the supply lead. Gosudark has not made any probes. Once Bonyth transfers probes, I think he's actually going to be ahead economically. So I still think this is okay for Bonyth.
Yeah, because both players are at the point where it's difficult to kill one another. Both players have equal amount of army, more or less. The same tech, so in this situation, when, like you said, Bonnie will transfer his probes, he will have a significant bust.
Bonyth is ahead. Yeah, Bonyth is ahead for sure. He's just transferred 12 probes. He's sending
an additional 3,
and he has probably twice the probes right now of Gosudark. I'm pretty sure, unless something weird happens with harass or whatever, I'm pretty sure in a few minutes Bonyth is just going to run over Gosudark.
We will see in a moment how this will work.
I mean, he's got like twice the economy. He's got 15 plus probes at his natural, compared to like 8 for Gosudark. And Gosudark has only like 10 in his main.
Yeah, and look at it, just now adding 3 additional gateways. Like, he says 5 minutes on an expansion working. So he should do this a little bit faster. Basically,
think,
instantly.
Bonyth sees it though. Bonyth sees it.
Okay, and adding his own.
Also, it's worth noting his economy was hurting so bad, Gosudark's was, that if you look at his natural, he actually pulled his probes off the gas there because he just needed the minerals.
Taking into account that both players have 400, 500-ish gas, it's more than enough without to take. Okay, we have speed shuttle harass in bonus main, and let's see what's the reaction time. Great reaction time. Will he snipe it? Ah,
Oh, all right, here we go. Well, that didn't do too much, right?
yeah.
No, yeah, the probes were transferred away, so yeah, that didn't get much. He did escape with the shuttle though, so at least he didn't lose the shuttle.
Yeah, but I feel that this was a mistake. The shuttle was able to escape even with his cargo. He didn't need to drop anything.
And here we're gonna have a fight. So Bonyth is opting to fight from the low ground, which we still don't know if it's low ground or high ground. I keep hearing different things from different people.
Yeah.
And now Bonyth is gonna pull back, realizing there's actually quite a few dragoons up there.
Another speed shuttle harassment in Bonyth's main.
All right, we got a pro. Oh, this could go. Okay, no, it won't.
Oh my god.
Actually, holy shit, it might. Oh my god.
Oh my
it does
god.
go off. 12 probes going down, or at least 10 there for Bonyth. I see 2 drilling into the natural, so that was a case where they almost escaped, but then they like reverse glitched because probes tend to glitch on that configuration of gateways.
Yeah. My god.
Oh, so Bonyth takes an economic hit, and for the first time, Gosudark briefly had a supply lead. Of course, all of a sudden, Bonyth made another round in his gateways, and now it's still just favoring Bonyth in terms of supply.
Okay, the river has 12 kills. So
Yep.
12 probes.
Well, it got a goon. It got a
In
goon.
one shot. Oh yeah, then 11 probes in one shot.
Yeah. One of those devastating scarabs.
Okay.
Alright, Bonyth retaking his high ground. This Dragoon here from Gosudark will probably die. Bonyth microing forward and gets it. Oh, and another one is misrallied, so a bit unfortunate there for Gosudark. And he's picking up another Reaver is Gosudark and heading out on the map with a speed shuttle, taking the different path this time. So I think he is headed to try and harass the natural.
But look at Bonyth's 3 Reavers. I think that the moment the number will pop to 4 and a shadow to shadows, this
Go for the
might
double
be
Reaver timing.
Yeah. This might be difficult.
Neither player has a forge, right? Oh, there is a forge now for Gosudark. Is there a forge for Bonyth? No. 5 gates for Bonyth. But forge is not spinning yet for Gosudark. At least it wasn't last I checked, so no upgrades coming anytime soon there. Bonyth Reaver's firing off 2 scarabs. One of them fake connects. It hit the Dragoons, but it did no damage.
And now the crucial moment, the drop in the expansion.
And yes, in flies the shuttle. Probes are pulled. Reaver gets 3 or 4, and the shuttle is sniped, so that goes down.
But I must say, Bonyth's reaction time is really great.
Yeah, it has been. Even that pull that he got hit, you know, he reacted to that speed shuttle fairly well, and indeed, as you called it, 4 Reavers, 2 speed shuttles, here we go. So this is a difficult timing attack to control with 2 sets of Reavers, but well controlled. These Reavers are extremely powerful. That is a lot of splash damage. And of course, Bonyth also has a lot of speed lots in the mix, which makes this a very scary army. I think some of this might depend on whether or not this group from Gosudark can come in from behind and surprise Bonyth and pick off those Reavers. But still, with all these speed lots, I'm a little bit worried, although maybe in the choke if Splash comes up. But now Bonyth is isolating this army here from Gosudark, and is Gosudark going to lose a control group? He is. A huge mistake there from Gosudark. Pinned into the corner, and his army there has just been devoured. That was what, 10 Dragoons or so, doing absolutely nothing?
Nothing. But we have 3 Reavers from Gosudark also, so this might be really tricky.
He's going to again try to use that high ground for a little bit of flanking area and defense, and now Bonyth moving in here, has the speed shuttles. We're dropping the Reavers. Let's see if he can get on top of those. Let's see how much any of the Reaver shots go off. The Zealots are done here for Gosudark, and still a lot of Dragoons left for Bonyth, plus 4 Reavers. Not all of them are fight, actually just 3 Reavers, I guess, but right now it looks like way too much from Bonyth. DTs are out though. Is there an ops here? There may not be.
No ops. There's no ops.
No ops, so that might be enough to push Bonyth back for the moment. Shuttle goes down, and yeah, panic DTs coming out like mad. Gosudark making use of his favorite unit. Bonyth picking up his Reavers. Is he going to stay here? No, he's forced to retreat. There's no ops anywhere in sight for him. He will save all of his Reavers, though.
He might harass now. He might use the advantage as he has, because Dark Templars don't kill area units, so he can easily move between base and the expansion of Gosudark and harass a little bit. On the other hand, just when the ops will be available for Bonyth, this will
Oh
be
my god.
game.
So 4 DTs here from Gosudark are coming into Bonth's natural potentially, and Bonth does not have any detection around. He doesn't even, well, he has an obs popping now, and
Okay.
he does have an obs with an army, so I think he's going to wipe out Gosudark here, but these DTs might do a boatload of, oh, there's an obs sitting out. This will be interesting to see how this goes. I mean, 4 DTs I think should beat 4 Zealots, but maybe not if probes glitch them. But at the meantime,
Yeah.
Gosudark is definitely losing his natural, which means it's just about it for mining from Gosudark. And I think Bonth can just set up a contain and possibly even try to just push in for the win. Let's see how that. He might not go for that with 2 Reavers, though. DTs have been handled. I mean, honestly, it looks pretty strong right now for Bonth. And of course,
Yeah.
he's double supply to boot, so, you know, there's that.
4 Reavers, my god.
All right, so Bonth is trying to walk in with 2 Reavers and get like a snipe off either on the Robo or perhaps on one of those Reavers, getting some pretty good scarabs. And what is left now? It's 4 Dragoons that are left, plus 2 Reavers. I think Bonth can just A-move it at this point. A few more Panic DTs, but the Obs is there this time, so the Panic DTs actually gets a snipe on the Reaver, I think. But the last of his units are being obliterated here by Reaver Splash, and there it is. GG is called.
GG.
1-0. So what do you think? Where did it go wrong for Gosudark?
It was quite good at the beginning. He did some nice harass, but the cutting down on probes, that was the mistake.
I didn't realize he was cutting that long, that hard for that long.
Yeah, that was surprising because even though he had an expansion, his income was similar to Bonyth's that didn't have an expansion. So no reason to do an expansion if you can have the same eco.
Yeah, like if you're not going to make any probes at all, and like I understand if you're going to make 3 gates and then you need to get a robo up, you might need to make a few sort of panic or quick tech probe cuts. But I mean, he just didn't make probes for minutes at a time. I think the next map is
Eddie.
Not Sylphid, right? Eddie?
Yeah, second is Eddie. No, sorry. Second is Aztec.
Aztec? Yeah,
Aztec,
yeah. And third is In the Wave and Eddie, yeah. How do you feel about, well, I guess we'll talk about that if we get to it. How do you feel about Aztec for PvP? Obviously, we have a reverse ramp, but...
That's always tricky, yeah. That's always tricky for different kind of cheeses. Even if someone wants, he can cannon you down. Start with 2 gate and cannon your ramp. So
I don't think I've ever had anybody try to do that to me. What builds do you like on reverse ramp maps? How do you like to play?
On reverse ramp maps, I like to play standard, really standard. On flat maps, I like to do the gun pressure.
Okay.
So, okay, let's start the second game on Aztec.
All right, so in the top position at 12 o'clock, as our yellow Protoss down 0-1, we have Gosudark.
So we have quite a similar situation to the map of Sylphid, also the last map, Sylphid, when Gosudark spawned at the top position, whereas Bonyth on the bottom right position. So mirrors. Mirror spawning. So let's see how this will work.
Actually, I wouldn't even say mirror. It's basically like identical,
it's
right?
Same. We have the same.
Yeah. But very different map geometry.
I would say that Bonyth will play standards, so it worked for him. So possibly he won't change too much his build order. But I'm curious what kind of play will Gosudark show? What kind of decision making? What kind of strategy he will go for?
Well, unsurprisingly, both players are currently building a pylon right now. That's rather necessary to build a gateway. And of course, nobody's building a pylon in weird spots on the map, so we'll just have to wait and see the builds develop. Do you think there's any chance of a 2-gate? Either of these players you think would do 2-gate ever?
For some time, 2 gates are quite okay, but not the type of 2 gates when you're committing to the zealot pressure. I mean, the 2 gates when you go with your initial 3 zealots to your opponent and tech behind it. So
Yeah.
that's why that was quite popular, and we see 2
we
gates.
talk about it.
Yeah, held it like a boss. So
I swear to God, I'm not clairvoyant, but yeah. All right, so Gosudark is going to play 2-gate, and now we'll see if he does what you were talking about, and if he plays tech behind the 2-gate, or if he plays like 5 zealot expand.
Yeah, and this time in this game, we see that Bonyth decided to scout. Because like as we remember last map, he didn't scout.
Really at all, right?
Yes, he scouted with his observer.
Yeah.
so that's really late.
I mean, yeah, observers for scouting, but usually you scout a little bit before that.
Okay. And what he will do? Okay, a nice block. So, but I think that those 2 gateways will be in range of the probe when he will approach.
Yes, he definitely can see him. Oh, and he can actually get in, so even worse for Gosudark. Not that it really mattered, because Bonyth could see the 2 gateways from the ramp. But he does see the gas. Actually, that does matter. Never mind. I take back what I said. He sees that there's a gas right behind him.
Yeah, so this is the strategy that I was talking about. So he will move out with initial 3 zealots and tech behind it. So this is a really nice strategy, and like I wanted to say, Dark Templars counter it. So Bonyth
look at that, yeah.
DTs.
Yeah, do you see the Citadel? Yeah. Oh, well, DT's counter it simply because the obs timing is too late?
Yes, because you have really late gas, so the only option is to go with Forge and Expansion.
So is this basically GG for Bonyth, unless somehow Bonyth like ridiculously messes up his micro?
I mean that it's too early to say.
Okay.
Let's see.
So it's not like 100% he's gonna die to DTs, but
no. But Bonyth is doing DTs. Yeah, so Gosudark won't probably die because he's side and he's doing a forge.
Oh, he's got a forge, yeah.
Yeah. Really nice micro.
Yeah, Bonyth, I don't think he's taking any hits, right? Yeah, not any at all.
You see it? He wants to cannon him.
Oh, does he? Is that what he's trying to do? Okay, yeah. That's one way to stop the DT, so he's just desperately trying to buy time. Well, he's got a few more zealots coming from. I wonder if he can buy enough time to get a cannon up. This is an interesting idea. I have no idea if this can work. I think Bonyth's micro is... All those zealots are pretty tanky, so I don't know.
Yeah, he needs to just give himself some time to those cannons to end.
Yeah, and Bonyth, I don't think Bonyth sees it. I think Bonyth might take some Dragoons up there if he knew this was happening, but he hasn't seen it yet because, of course, he's down his ramp. Oh, but it's, I think, oh, Bonyth's gonna see it in time. Nope, shut down, denied.
No.
He needs to target the cannon that's the most closest to being finished. There we go. Now he's switching for that one. Let's see if he can get it done. He's taking a few zealot hits right now doing this, but he looks like he should have enough to kill this cannon. And now he can just dance around. Should be able to finish off the last 2 Actually, no. So Bonyth needs to retreat back down his ramp, I guess, to deal with these zealots. Wow, this game is really interesting. Everything we talked about is coming true. You talked about canning the ramp.
But
it's almost like we're casting from replays and know what happened.
Look at that sneaky Bonyth. He's doing a gateway outside of his main.
Ah.
Nice.
That explains maybe that even explains why he went down his ramp. You think that's possible for like some next level mind games? Like, okay, I'm contained by my ramp. You don't need to build any cannons at home, and then go for DT.
But he didn't know that, yeah. So, I don't know what's going on in their minds, but really, we see just everything that we were talking about before the game started.
And also goon range here for Bonyth now. And he's getting a robo facility as well.
Now the question is if Gosudark will do, for some kind of reason, a cannon next to the Nexus. Because if not, this will be game.
Yeah. Again, we see that Gosudark has just fuck all probe count, though. He's got like 12 or 13 mining or something. One on gas.
And now the race begins. Cannon started, DT is going to the main, so...
Can it sneak by 2 cannons there?
I think not, if they will be
Yeah.
made in time.
Yeah. If there were 2 DTs, he might be able to get one in, but I don't think 1 DT can run by both of these cannons, and they will finish in time.
Look, he's even doing 2 extra cannons in his main. Man,
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
this guy's like really...
And 3
perfect.
extra cannons in his main. 3 extra cannons.
Because
just put it down another one, too.
Because this is the thing that we're also talking about, but prior game, Dark Templar drops.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I guess 3 cannons is probably the amount to be really safe against somebody's going to cancel one of them and switch to a Cybercore. And Bond, guess what he's doing? Guess he's got a shuttle. He just loaded up a DT.
Man. And
You know what isn't defended though? You know what isn't defended though is the natural. His cannons, I'm pretty sure, don't cover his natural mineral line.
Yeah. So 2 guns on the clave would be quite nice also.
That would be annoying. Yes, it would.
But I think that... Oh, we have 2 cannons. He destroyed 1 cannon in his main. Whoa.
Yeah, he canceled it. He canceled it and put down a cybernetics core. All right, so Bond's coming in here. All right, he's dropping a Dragoon and a DT. I don't think that's enough to kill these cannons. Is he going to go for it? Oh, he's going to go for it. And probes are being pulled, but he's losing a few probes, but then he's got it back up. Now, that's a scary moment there for Gosudark. That's one of those moments where you just have a heart attack. You're like, oh god, am I going to die? Am I going to die? But he's found a spot. He can kill the gateways. But there's a cannon morphing over here. Yeah, I think he can maybe get 1 gateway.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, he's going to get it.
But what's more important, he loses several probes.
Yep. And remember, he cut hard, yeah.
Yeah, so his numbers are really low even without that. And Bonyth is expanding.
8 probes at the 1 base and 8 probes at the natural. 16 probes plus a couple on gas. And Bonyth is just, yeah, expanding it. Who needs a natural, right? Wait till he's got enough units. Oh, he's actually made a Reaver to kill these cannons. And now he can probably just go up the ramp anytime he wants to. It's just 1 cannon now. But Bonyth is just, look at this patience from Bonyth. Like, how many people would probably just walk up the ramp and say whatever? But Bonth's like, you know what? I have a Reaver. I can kill this cannon without taking any damage. I'm going to do it that way. And now he'll walk up the ramp. Yeah, how many kills? Looks like 5 kills between those 2 DTs there for Bonyth. And now Bonyth is free and out on the map.
Yeah.
And is he going to double expand? Yes. Okay, so Bonyth is going to go for some big eco behind this.
That's understandable, because the only option that Gosudark has is to defend some kind of... I don't know even how, because it will be difficult to fight against those 2 Reavers in the shuttle. Especially against Reavers, Bonyth Reavers.
Yeah, and has Bonyth sent an ops inside the base yet? Because like one of the things I'm noticing here is there's no ops, just outright there's no ops for no robo for Gosudark. So like Gosudark has 0 options to attack Bonyth. All Bonyth has to do is make a DT, and then Gosudark has to go home. So Bonyth 100% is these expansions are like as safe as can be. I mean, even if he just suicided this army, his expansions are still safe. So I don't see there any way for Gosudark to get back into this game. And Bonyth walking in those Reavers, getting off a shot on the Dragoons, and just continuing to soften up the cannons. And of course, there's no obs, although Bonyth doesn't know that because Bonyth doesn't have a DT coming up here. Because like Bonyth could just run a DT into the natural now.
Yeah, he can take those 2 that are waiting in Gosudark's main.
It looks like 1 Reaver will get sniped finally, but another one's still alive, and that leaves only a few Dragoons. And it looks like Bonyth might not even need the DTs to just break. Gosudark right here. So it's looking like 2-0 incoming for Bonyth. There it is,
Yeah.
GG.
GG. Go.